Hello and welcome to the Only Game in Town podcast. We are without Jordan, which is not surprising. Joining me is Mike. We're going to dip into the main topics of what's been going on, spend as little time on this deflated ball garbage as we can, and we'll get on to other things.
Woo!
But we have to start with it, so let's just get this over with.
All right.
We can talk about how terrible the Super Bowl is going to be. My thoughts are, I feel like every team in the NFL does this.
Yeah.
Every team in the NFL does this in some form, I'm sure. I mean, they went on this whole tirade about how what the Giants do to get the ball to the way Eli likes it. They don't necessarily deflate it, but they basically just beat the shit out of this ball all season long just to get the way he likes it. So, I mean, tomato in that sense. It's just the Pats haven't done themselves any favors whatsoever.
No.
To not have this shitstorm come down on them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's the biggest reason why there is a shitstorm coming down on them is because they've done questionable shit in the past. And, it shouldn't be a big deal. It's the same thing. I heard some great analogies. I was trying to avoid listening to anything about it. The second I hear it, I, turned it off. I tried to listen to Mike and Mike today. Yesterday they were fine. Today, though, was basically they spent their whole 4-hour block talking about this. And it was unreal. Unreal how much time they devoted to that. Absolutely preposterous. And it was nice, breath of fresh air listen to SVP, but they had spent a couple segments on it because I think
they have to, yeah.
It's probably mandated. But along the way, I heard some pretty good analogies about basically it's like a pitcher scuffing up a ball before he throws it. It's just getting it into your groove, and it may technically be against the rules, but it seems like it's something that's generally and genuinely just kind of blind eye. It's like a bend don't break kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing I think about it, and I'll think about it this way, is let's swap out the Patriots in this situation for the Jets if Rex Ryan hadn't gotten fired. So the Jets just blew the Colts out of the water 45-7, and now they're in the Super Bowl and then they find out they deflated balls. Rex Ryan has such a good repertoire with the media, they wouldn't have torn them apart like this.
No.
Because Belichick is such a piece of shit asshole to the media, they're all going off as much as possible. Woody Page was writing why Bill Belichick needs to step down and the Pats need to be disqualified from the Super Bowl. Some indie writer was writing about that. I'm just no, just stop. They didn't do themselves any favors. I'm basically that's my point on this.
Ever since Spygate and that shit came out, they're not the most reputable of organizations. They had Aaron Hernandez on their roster. They've done a litany of other
That is just, and that's the thing is all their fucking horrible fans are always just oh, the Patriot way, we're the classiest organization. Oh yeah, that's why you had Randy Moss and you had a serial killer, Aaron Hernandez.
Randy Moss was a choir boy when he was on them.
Granted, it was the best behaved he's probably been in 30 years. But
that's great. I just don't want to saying unkind things about Randy Moss on this podcast. It should all be perfect. like that time that he saved 3 orphans from a burning building by flying through the roof. I don't know, but it should be all good things about Randy Moss. I don't think we should speak ill of him. Anyways, no, I mean my whole thought on it is it's just stupid, and obviously everybody needs something to talk about in this dead week before media week.
Because no one cares about the Pro Bowl.
No, oh fuck no, I'm not even watching that. Royal Rumble's on this Sunday. I'm gonna be tuning into that, man. It's gonna be great. But and at the bottom line, I actually I laughed at the extremists. I think Wilbon said something they should do the game over again or something like that. And, there's all these extremists saying on way one side oh god, we gotta take down the whole organization, blacklist them. Obviously none of that was actually said, but just really stuff that shouldn't happen over something as minute as this. And the point of the whole thing is you can't really say it really had an overbearing thing on the game.
No.
If the ball was overinflated, underinflated, perfectly inflated, LeGarrette Blount is still running for 200 yards. The Patriots offensive line is still mauling the Colts offensive line. I think Brady only had 200 something passing yards. It wasn't even. It had a crazy effect on the game, and that game was won in the trenches, between.
Absolutely. And That's the thing. That's why I don't want to spend too much time on this. Is I feel like most level-headed people just, they're kind of a scumbag organization, but I'm sure other teams do it. So who cares?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody does it. It's just a matter of they got caught at the wrong time with a bad reputation. Like, that's pretty much it.
What sucks is the NFL has to do something though, because it's.
Oh yeah, I would hope that like Goodell, because Goodell has been pretty dog shit this year, obviously. I just hope he doesn't overreact and do something stupid like oh we'll suspend him, we'll suspend Belichick for a game next year or something preposterous like that.
Oh,
just like hit him with a 1.5 mil fine and call it a day. Just like something that's peanuts to them, but it still looks like he did something. Like
see
much, I don't think.
Yeah, Jordan texted me. He's like, Belichick may get a year for this. I'm like, what?
No, he shouldn't.
Absolutely. No, he's not saying he should. He's saying he might.
No. If Mike Tomlin got a slap on the wrist for fucking tripping a guy in the sideline.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, in the biggest overreaction would be like a 2-game suspension.
Oh, I think any sort of suspension that comes out of this is an overreaction. It should be a fine and at most like a 7th-round draft pick. Like it shouldn't be anything more than that because it's nothing.
And yeah, what I said was at most it's gonna be like a 2-game and maybe a 4th-round draft pick. Give it up.
I think that is like egregious if they do.
Oh,
that.
Absolutely.
I'm not like for the Patriots. I honestly like as much as I hate the Seahawks and Russell Wilson, I'm probably rooting for them in the Super Bowl, which I'm sure we'll get to. But like, that just anything above like $1 million and a half fine, I think is just way over the top.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's just because it's the Patriots and they've done shady shit before, and you just get the feeling Belichick does this shit and doesn't care about the repercussions.
Just any way he can win. Like another thing that came up with that is like that formation they used against the Ravens, which was perfectly legal. It just like looked odd. It's just a way of like manipulating and working between the lines, which is what he's great at and why he's a phenomenal. One of the reasons why he's a phenomenal coach because he knows the game in and out so well that he can do these kinds of things. And he got caught. I'm sure plenty of other coaches do it. It just Belichick always comes off as this like behind the scenes greasy hand manipulative asshole, which I'm sure he really is. But it's just the image that they portray and like their litany or their history of doing things like this in the past that really just fuck them over.
Oh yeah. So all right, enough of that bullshit. I listened to New York Sports Talk Radio and I got everything from who cares to hang Belichick in Times Square.
Make Kraft sell the organization. I actually have one more thing I gotta say. I was talking to somebody today, and they had said that I guess Brandon Browner and Sherman are like kind of like chirping at each other a little bit, just because I mean they're boys, but obviously they're like going for their teams. And like Sherman made like some backhanded comment about the balls being deflated. He's like, and Brandon Browner responded, he's like, honestly, bro, LeGarrette Blount could have scored 4 touchdowns with a beach ball.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
No, he's not. And I thought that was pretty funny and probably a good way to just bury this conversation.
Yeah. even the Colts players are saying like they could have played with like
a ball of soap.
A ball of soap, and they would have beaten us.
Oh yeah, they were the better team for sure. Like the Colts had
and that's what should be keeping this situation, which is blown way out of proportion. That's what should have kept this situation more grounded, was the fact that they just fucking killed the Colts anyways.
Oh, what 14-7 was the closest it was, and it wasn't even a close game that time.
No. So if this had been close, this would be huge.
Oh yeah. I mean, we may actually have a different opinion on it, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, so let's get on to this Super Bowl, which honestly, probably one of the top 5 worst Super Bowls I could come up with that I'd have to sit through.
Yeah.
Because outside of the NFC East, if it was Redskins, Eagles, or Cowboys instead of the Seahawks, that's the only way it would be worse for me. Because I fucking hate the Seahawks.
Yeah, it's funny because like on paper, like the way I love my teams, I love great defense, I love a great running game, I like some attitude, and like I should love this team. But Pete Carroll, Russell fucking Wilson, I hate them so much, especially Russell fucking Wilson. I cannot stand that motherfucker. Did you see that he said God had a plan for him to throw 4 interceptions? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
That something said about that, and I usually can't stand Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
They're interviewing Aaron Rodgers. He's just like, I don't think God gives a shit about the outcome of a football game.
No.
And I'm like, all right, thank you. I'm glad someone finally said it.
Just the fucking the audacity of that guy to say that is
And
ridiculous.
that was the thing. I didn't really mind Russell Wilson until that happened.
Oh,
And then he just seemed like a squid. He was just, this pretty boy who just a little too nice and all that shit. And I was just like, all right, whatever. He fits well into a system. I didn't really care about him. But then him just crying like a fucking bitch after they beat the Packers.
I mean,
and
dude,
I'm like, all right, I hate this guy now. That's it.
Dude, like act like you've been there before, which you have.
Yeah.
Act like
that's the thing. I was actually rooting for the Seahawks because I hate Aaron Rodgers. But after this, I'm like, I kind of actually wish the Packers won that.
Yeah, like it just I mean, this past weekend for me at least was just like the worst championship weekend because I had no horse in the race. I knew the Colts had overachieved. I knew the Patriots were going to blow them out, and I don't care for the Packers or the Seahawks. So it was just like, man, do I root for a tie? Like, do I root for the terrorists to win or something like that? Like,
did you see? I don't know if you saw it. We have a group text, and I think it was Kevin sent. Best possible outcome for the Super Bowl is when Bane took over the football game.
That would be perfect. But yeah, I mean, just going off what I was saying about Russell Wilson, like I never really had a huge problem with his image or anything until the God thing. That was a little much. But the whole thing about how just like anytime he does anything and throws for 250 yards and a touchdown and rushes for one, everybody's like, oh my God, he's God's gift to humanity. Like, not the best. B, I understand he's not working with the best receivers, but at the same time, like, just cool your tits a little bit, and
he has arguably the best running back in the game.
He is. I think he might have the most dependable. I mean, like Marshawn Lynch is a walking 100 yards and a touchdown. Like,
you have one of the top 10 defenses. I might say that one of the top 10 consistently good defenses in maybe the history of the NFL.
I would say this one of the past 2 years is it'd be hard to leave him out of like a top 5.
And the thing is, with how good that defense is all the rules that work against defenses now in the NFL.
Yeah.
And they're still that good.
Oh yeah, it's crazy because it makes me think about. I saw this documentary about the drive, Elway against the Browns, 98 yards, touchdown, Broncos go to Super Bowl, and they were talking about how the Browns had like a killer cornerback tandem that basically they would push you, they would tug at you, they would do all this stuff, but they would do it so consistently that they would have to be egregious for the refs to call it because it was commonplace for them to have their hands on them and stuff. And I think that's kind of what this secondary is getting away with. I don't hate it. I love the fact that it happens because I want physical football. And as I said, like I should love this team. Like the
outside of Richard Sherman, I love that defense.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I had to tip my cap begrudgingly to him, like working through that whatever it was shoulder injury stinger. It looked like it hurt. Like he was walking around like bracing his arm. Like so, you got to tip your cap to that.
I love Cam Chancellor.
Cam Chancellor looks like RoboCop, and it's the best thing in the entire world.
But so who do you think is winning it?
I want to say the Hawks. I think the Hawks are. I think I looked originally. It opened as like New England is like a 7-point favorite. Obviously, there's going to be movement on that.
What? That's outrageous.
I could be wrong. I might have like misread something. That's way too much. But I mean, New England's running game is good, but Seattle's front four and their linebackers like are really good. Obviously, they're all physical. Cam Chancellor plays the box as a safety better than anybody in the league for sure.
Oh yeah.
He's like.
They have a good pass rush, but it's not great. I feel like
I feel like it's almost like an opportunistic one. Like they won't be consistently gunning for the quarterback, but they'll come up with a sack like at the right moment.
See, that's the thing is, this is why I'm afraid that Pats are going to win this. Is because I mean that's the only reason the Giants won those 2 Super Bowls, where that pass rush was relentless.
Oh yeah.
And that's the thing is that's the way you beat the Pats is make Tom Brady uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, you got to put him on his ass as often as you can.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I just don't know if they have that kind of I mean, don't get me wrong. They're going to give them nightmares to try and get it into that secondary. But
yeah. I mean, I think they're going to make it very difficult for them to run the ball because their front four is exceptional at stopping the run. And Bobby Taylor,
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, no, not Bobby Taylor. Who's their fucking...
Bennett?
Their linebacker that's really good. His name is escaping me right now. But their linebacker core is solid. And I think what's going to work best for Seattle is they're going to knock New England off their like levels routes and timing routes, just with pure physicality, which I think may work similar enough to Brady getting hit around as far as his timing's off and stuff, and eventually maybe the pass rush will get there. I don't know. I just think they can control the ball on offense if Catfish gets rolling and he gets rolling early. Like they can he can start mauling some people, and I'm looking for like an iconic Marshawn Lynch touchdown in the Super Bowl kind of thing. I think that'd be fucking awesome.
That was such a fucking cocky ass touchdown run.
I love every
Packers.
He
that was
grabbed his dick anyways. Oh, it was great. Good friend and I were dying because like we saw it, we were like, did he just grab his dick? And then they like,
yeah, he did.
And we were like, yeah. It was great.
So I don't know. I think the Pats might win it just because I don't see the pass rush there. But if there's any team with a defense that can beat them without, consistently putting Tom Brady on its ass, it's going to be the Seahawks. So
yeah, and
who knows?
The thing about them is they don't really blitz that. Yeah, me too. The thing is that they don't really blitz that much, which would be interesting if they come in with like some surprise blitz packages or something. But I think obviously Sherman and who's the other guy, Thurmond or something like that on the other end, can take care of the receivers pretty easily. And then I think between Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor, they could do a pretty decent job on Gronkowski.
Yeah, and then it's just a matter of containing that random eligible, ineligible shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually one of the funny things, we didn't get to talk about the Ravens game. I mean, I've never seen New England in desperation mode like that before.
No.
Throw, like, the kitchen sink gadget play to actually beat those guys.
Oh, it was a great play, too. I mean,
like Baltimore punched them into a corner, and they almost knocked them out. With I've never seen the fire almost extinguished like that. That was crazy.
Speaking of which, what the fuck was Joe Flacco doing?
What do you mean? On the
They
past
had a minute and a half left, and he's gunning it down the field.
I want to know what Torrey Smith was doing. That was a catchable ball. By every estimation of the replays I saw, that was a catchable ball. Torrey Smith turns, puts his hand out, and plays the ball as opposed to playing the guy who's going to pick it off. That's a catchable ball. Evening, Jordan.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
I just got out of the gym. I'm sorry. I'm a little sweaty.
You look disgusting.
I know. What do you want from me? I told you I wasn't home in time.
You look like a sweaty orange cupcake. I could eat you up.
Okay, number one, it's yellow. I'm rocking the Spartans gold at the moment.
It looks orange.
Well, that's what happens when I sweat like an absolute pig.
Well.
So what have you guys discussed so
far? We're past Deflategate.
What?
You
That's
missed
the
it.
only thing I want to log in for.
We're talking about who we think is going to actually win the game now.
Let's. Well, can I? Well, why don't you guys start? I'm joining in late.
Oh, we already went through our spiel basically. I'm going with. I think the Seahawks can blow up.
I think the Pats are going to win it.
I don't. I think I like the wave that the Seahawks are going into from coming out of that good game against Packers. And it's a West Coast game. You know, there's factors, and that defense is just terrific. And I think the NFC is that much better than the AFC. So,
fair enough. Did you want to get your 2 cents in on Deflategate?
As I've said throughout today, biased opinion or unbiased opinion.
I want to hear the biased first. No. Let's be level-headed first, and then just go nuts.
Unbiased. Look, we know what the score of that game was. Dwayne Allen put it best. It didn't matter what they were throwing. They could have been throwing bars of soap. You know, it would have been like still the same 45-7 score. That's what the score was. 45-7. Was that?
Yep.
Was that the final end score?
Yep.
I don't think it mattered. I think the Patriots were just more prepared than the Colts were. I don't personally know what a deflated ball means. I mean, Aaron Rodgers overinflates his balls because they make him feel better. You know, Peyton fought for. You know, I read an article today that he fought for quarterbacks to be able to use any ball that they want and test the balls before they get to use them. But I guess I understand it's a softer ball for the wide receiver to catch, but I don't think it mattered in that game. I think the Patriots absolutely put a stomping on them, and the Patriots defense did really well too. You know, Revis was shut down in that game.
All right, so what's your New York sports fan, Jordan?
Fuck the Patriots. I hope they get the biggest fine in the whole fucking world. I hope Belichick gets a whole season. I hope he gets fined $1 million. I hope they lose a first-round pick. They're a bunch of fucking squares, and every single one of those horrible fans that have been on there today, Minnesota did it. Aaron Rodgers, fuck you, you pieces of shit. You deserve everything you get for cheating and just being so out in the fucking open about it. Fuck. The Bounty Gate shit went out for so long before they get caught. It seems like the Patriots get caught for being stupid every other fucking minute. So I hope the worst comes on them and those fans, and I hope they get blown out by 1 billion points in that Super Bowl.
Fair enough.
That was exceptional.
I like it.
That was biased enough for this situation, but
I thought you remained kind of middle of the road on that last part there.
That's how I felt the whole day with every single Patriots fan and listening to. I can't read Barstool. It's impossible.
Can't do it. I stopped.
El Presidente has been so infuriating with all this bullshit. Dude,
It's just
you're
not
bad.
rational.
Like, I've never seen someone cheat and just be like, "Well, let me show you what I did." You know, like how do they get caught all the time?
It's like the serial killer who leaves clues.
Exactly.
Well, what Mike and I were saying was,
You watched the video of that person on the sideline of the Patriots, like giving the ball from like behind the camera to Brady. It's like a child stealing candy out of his mother's purse and the mother watching them do it. There's 1 million cameras around there as this like ball boy is like, I hope they don't see it behind the camera. You know, it's unbelievable.
well, what,
The camera's facing that way. There's no way it'll catch it.
No. There's no way the 20,000 cameras there would catch Brady cheating.
What Mike and I were saying was the Pats don't do themselves any favors either because they're such assholes to the media.
Oh.
And you know the media is looking for something to jump on with them.
Look, Mike, like I said to Jim today, everybody cheats. All of our favorite teams cheat.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Brad Johnson, they were saying, I didn't know this, but with the $7,500 he paid
Why would
the
he
ball
say
boy
that?
to deflate the ball. In the
Why
Super
would
Bowl.
he say that?
Who cares? That was another one.
You won it, though. All that matters is that you won it.
Dude,
and
that was another...
you know what Brad Johnson didn't do? He didn't give the $7,500 to the ball boy on the sideline.
No, he didn't have his wife walk a black bag to the ball boy, filled with non-consecutive 20s for fucking Boston.
No,
That was another game that wasn't even close. So who the fuck cares?
Defense. Well, Dexter Jackson's the one that won the MVP that year.
Dexter Jackson should not have won the MVP though. Dexter
Right,
Jackson.
so,
Dwight Smith had 2 interception returns for touchdowns. He should have won it. Dexter Jackson just had 2 picks. Like I don't understand where the voting came for that.
Okay, we're not gonna go over the Bucks Super Bowl win and who played better on defense when you beat Rich Gannon's fucking Raiders. But
so it was a cold October night when the season ended for the 2 Bucks.
Moving on. So what do we think of all the hires around the NFL? I think the Jets didn't totally shit their pants for once.
I would have gone with an offensive coach.
Correct.
Defensive coach.
Correct. I would have done the same exact thing.
But I don't hate the hire. I mean, that Arizona defense is fucking killer this year, and they have been, you know.
Oh, for sure. They just need to make there's nobody else to hire really for offense. That's like a splash guy that'll actually. I don't know what they were thinking. I understand the guy was out there and you got to lock him down if you can, but defense wasn't your issue last year, guys.
No. That front seven, I would kill a human being for that front seven.
Man, it's fucking awesome. It's like a cyclone. It's incredible. But like that's not your issue.
Player on that front seven.
Like be proactive. Try and move forward from what the last 5 years that your franchise had of a defensive-minded coach, which were good. It was a good 5 years, but at the same time, dude, come on. You're talking about how bad your quarterback is. Why are you hiring a fucking defensive coordinator?
I could not agree more with you. And not only that, they go out and hire their offensive coordinator, who was the coach of the Bills 2 years ago and hasn't coached since.
He's been gardening for 2 years.
He's been gardening for 2 years since being the very successful coach of the Bills in 2010 to 2012.
I believe his last executive decision was drafting E.J. Manuel. So that's the track record that guy's leaving. Not good.
Spags.
Now onto the Bills. I love Sexy Rexy.
Oh man, I think he's gonna do that.
I don't think he's any.
Be great.
I don't think he's any different from Doug Maroney though.
Not really.
I think Doug was a good coach. He's definitely gonna make that defense better and maybe get the most out of Mario Williams for fucking once in his whole career. But they still need a quarterback. I mean, E.J. Manuel got benched 4 games into the season, and Kyle Orton retired.
So. Oh, man. Hold on. We got to talk about Kyle Orton's Irish goodbye of a retirement from the Buffalo Bills. Oh my God, it's perfect. It's the perfect way to end that particular player's career. Is just to walk in, say you forgot something, clean out his locker, and not tell a soul that he left. That's the best way to do it. He just Irish goodbye to the fucking Buffalo Bills. How better can that get? It's almost as good as Jake fucking riding the Buccaneers for a $10 million signing bonus and retiring the day after. Almost.
I think literally the greatest gif of all time is when they caught Kyle Orton putting in a huge fucking lip after scoring that game-winning drive.
Oh man,
putting in an absolute fucking boulder in his lip.
That was so funny.
No regard for being on television. I've never seen that. I gotta be honest with you. I've never seen a football player put it in on live television. But he threw an absolute boulder in on the side.
Oh man, he
have to go back to the ball game either.
Oh no, there was time on the clock.
I feel like the producers on the CBS are like, fuck.
Go to camera 4. Go to camera 4. But it's funny.
Baseball players do it all the time. It's inevitable for them to catch him doing it. But Kyle Orton, not only did he pack it 4 times.
Oh yeah, he was whacking the shit out of that thing.
And they saw him do the push to the side so he could get half the tin in his lip.
Just such a big hoss move. It was great.
It's just literally Kyle Orton's I'm just playing on borrowed time.
Dude, that whole season that he had was house money.
He's house money.
He's our generation's Vinny Testaverde, but just pass bombs on the sideline.
He's great. And actually, since we're talking about quarterbacks back to bombs, I remember earlier in the year when Carson Palmer was out with that shoulder shit. I was watching some Cardinals game, and they kept on panning to Carson Palmer. And they panned to him the first time really quick. I was like, was that? And then they went to his face a little bit longer, and he's just sitting there with this fucking wad in his mouth. And right as they're talking about him, he almost looks at the camera and just goes onto the ground.
Well, my thing with the Kyle Orton one was it almost seemed like it was in the hand warmer pouch. It was.
If you saw the vine of it, he had a dude. It was a ball boy or someone holding his tin, and the dude ran up and gave it to him.
Okay, that makes more sense because it just seemed so nonchalant why he had it.
He had a dude waiting. He must have known.
All right, I love Jack Del Rio. I don't think he's gonna do anything with that team, but I'm a big Jack Del Rio guy for the Raiders.
I feel bad for Del Rio. He just keeps on getting these shitball coaching situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he takes them on purpose. I think he likes the challenge.
He did. I mean, he did a great job with that Denver defense. There was no way they were keeping him.
That's true. And
Well, they
also he has
big name of the plant.
yeah, he has Maurice Jones-Drew back up in Oakland now too. So that might be good for him.
But Spags, Jordan.
Jordan just left.
What do you think of it, Mike? Rehiring.
I think it's great. I don't know. I think it's about time he brought the guy back.
Yeah, I mean,
He
it's not like he left on bad terms.
Yeah, I mean he had his run. Well, didn't he? He wasn't a head coach after that Super Bowl, was he?
Yeah, yes, he was in the Rams.
For the Rams, right?
Yeah.
St. Louis, baby.
Yeah. So, I mean,
They went 2-14.
yeah, not his strongest effort, but I think it's great for you guys. I think it's almost. I mean, a breath of fresh air isn't really the right word because he's coming back, but I think it's good for the fan base to get everybody excited again. I think it's good for the defense because some of those. I mean, was JPP there? No, he wasn't there when they were there. Or no. But still,
that was the OC. That was the Tuck. That was the Michael Strahan.
Kiwi was there at this though, right?
Kiwi,
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Just bringing it back like that. I think it's great for the team, great for the fan base. I think he's a good coordinator. I don't think he's a good head coach, but he's phenomenal at what he does as a coordinator.
Now, I don't want to play devil's advocate real quick, Jim, but my thing is it's lovely to have Spags back. Perry Fuel won a Super Bowl, too. I mean, It's not like I mean, it's like it's hard because, the Giants' defense at times, Perry worked with what he had, I think it's sometimes hard to fire a coordinator for working with what they're given.
Oh, exactly, yeah. And that was the thing. I don't think Tom wanted to get rid of Perry Fuel. I think the owners said we have to change something.
The thing with Gilbride is Gilbride had too much talent on that Giants offense
to fuck it up.
How bad he was doing with it.
He was so awful. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well,
hey Mike.
Hey Jordan.
Who's your quarterback next year?
Jameis fucking Winston.
Before we get on to that, let's go to that in a second. What I think this hiring of Spags is, I think this is the last act of the Giants higher-ups giving Tom what he wants and saying, we're giving you everything, now go win with it. If you don't, you're gone after this.
Except a good defensive line.
And an offensive line.
Hey, Mike, we'll give you JPP for Gerald McCoy. Okay, deal.
What's that? No, thank you. Can I
please?
It's another coming home story.
Gerald McCoy is arguably the best 3-tech in the league. I wouldn't give him away for nothing.
Come on, man. I'll give you JPP and his big jaw.
and his very, very underwhelming past 3 seasons as a defensive end. I'm not sure I want that.
Underwhelming 2 seasons.
He's been good. He just hasn't been getting a lot of sacks.
You mean the exact?
What were the other?
What's up?
What were the others? John Fox to the Bears. I don't really. I guess that's good.
I think it'll be good for them. The most interesting caveat to that, though, was them getting the 49ers defensive coordinator to be their defensive coordinator. So
that's big.
That'll be a complete overhaul because that dude runs a 3-4, and forever the Chicago has run the cover 2-4-3. So it's just going to be a complete wipe of their defense, and it'll be interesting to see what they make of it, especially considering John Fox is a defensive coach. It'll be interesting to see where they move with that. But I think both are good for them. I mean, that offense is still somebody needs to fix it, given the weapons. But I think that's a great move for their defense because their defense was dog shit last year.
I think this hire was more John Fox has never not gotten along with a player. And I think even Cutler will probably get along with John Fox.
Oh yeah,
I think just because I listen to so much Denver sports talk radio, which is just horrible by the way, but just because I listen to so much of it, I feel like John Fox is that guy who tries to talk to his black players like as a black guy, but he's so outlandishly horrible at it that they just laugh at him. and they love him for it.
I mean, he's taken 2 teams to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's like
one of them, Jake Delhomme was his quarterback. So that's actually a pretty good.
The
you mean the one they should have won?
Ah.
Fucking Adam Vinatieri, that cocksucking motherfucker.
Hey man, come on, he's a nice kicker for the Colts.
Yeah, well, at the time he was that piece of shit. Oh, I missed 2 in the beginning, but I kick it in when it matters. It's like that same bullshit with Russell Wilson throwing 4 fucking picks.
Fuck
well,
you.
I got the last one right.
Fuck
you.
Fuck you. Dude, I can throw a touchdown when you have 10 people in the fucking box. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Go fuck yourself, Russell Wilson.
Yeah, like, I'm listening to the radio after that game the next morning, and they're like, the adversity that Russell Wilson came through in that game.
Is that not what I just that I texted you guys the entire time that
Oh, yeah.
And you just want to be like, well, he threw 4 picks that were all the...
Dude, the main presser on Grantland.com was like the NFC Championship recap, how Russell Wilson and Marshawn Lynch willed their team to the Super Bowl. I was like, no! Absolutely not. It was like everything I thought it was going to be. It was everybody just slobbing on his knob about the fucking 2 30-yard passes he threw in overtime. Go fucking...
Which mind you, half of that is correct. Marshawn Lynch ruined that game.
Oh yeah, it was poetry in motion. I love watching that dude run. Like Jim and I already had the conversation. Like on paper, I should love this Seattle team. I just hate Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson with the fire of 1,000 exploding suns.
Tell me how you really feel, Mike.
I don't know. They're probably pretty good people, but
Still rooting for the Seahawks, though. Still rooting for the Seahawks.
Yeah, dude, somehow the hatred doesn't run as deep as the Pats hatred.
Nope.
It's just like one of those things where if the Patriots end up winning this one, it's like, remember when Elway won his two when he was on his way out? Ba, 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 ba. Brady's old. Look at him do it again. 4th one, dynasty. And
that's all they would have done if Peyton won.
Yeah, but the difference is Peyton is not that great of a playoff quarterback, and everybody knows it.
Yes.
You know, like Tom Brady is quite possibly the greatest quarterback of all time. I hate saying it, but fuck, man, the guy is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I have to like him or hope he completely.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the facts are facts. The man is a good quarterback. You know, look, I don't care how much cheating you do. He got there. They get there almost every year.
Well, is this going to be his 6th time in it?
Yep.
6th fucking time. He's got they showed his stats. He's got the most everything in the playoffs as a quarterback.
Oh yeah, he's like first or tied for first in like everything.
He's first. He's first in touchdowns, passing yards, games played. Like, ridiculous.
Yeah, it's out of control.
Granted, we don't know how many they had to cheat to get there, but
waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
We don't know how many calls you had to steal to get to half of those, but.
Oh my. All right, let's switch total gears here because I don't want to talk about the fucking Patriots the entire time.
Why not? Fucking Pats, brah.
Mike, your Bulls aren't doing so hot.
Damn it! I knew we'd come to this. No, we're not doing too well. I just kind of attribute it to a mid-season slump. I don't think there's too much merit in it. I'm hoping there isn't too much merit in it. I think it's just tired players, and Noah's been out for past 3 games. I don't see him coming back for at least another week. He's got an ankle sprain, so that's not good, especially given his history with injuries. I mean, it's funny because like the main bright spot is Derek's been playing well, but we're also 1-4 in the past 5 games with Derrick Rose like scoring like 25 points a game. So obviously that's not working well. Like Jimmy Butler's falling back down to earth. Sucks. The defense isn't there. I don't know. I just think we're just kind of in a swoon. We're just gonna work ourselves out of it.
You don't think the players are turning on Thibs?
No, I don't think so. I think the veteran leadership on that team is too much. Given, Taj has been there for all of Thibs' thing. Like Kirk's been there for a little bit with Thibs. Derek's been there. Joe's been there.
Yeah.
We have plenty of guys who've been there with him, and I feel like all of those guys are strong locker room presence. So even if it's the new guys kind of quitting on him, those guys will get the other dude's shit in gear. But
you guys getting Dougie back anytime soon?
he's still a little ways out. I think he must have done something pretty serious because it's been kind of like under wraps.
Yeah.
It was like a shoulder or something. I forget what it was, but just must have been kind of serious. But he'll come back eventually. I just think we got to maintain. If we can maintain and stay like fourth in the East for the All-Star break, and then get like a week to rest our bones, we'll be fine. We'll hit the ground running after that.
Yeah. I mean, Mirotic kind of fell back down to earth too, didn't he? He was doing real well for a few game stretch there, and then kind of tapered off.
Yeah, well, we won like 13 of 15 games in like November or something like that, or December, and then once the new year hit, we just started falling off the face of the earth. We lost twice to the Wizards. I know the Wizards are good, but I figured we would have taken one of those. We got to show a little guts. I think tomorrow's a big game. We have the Spurs in Chicago. Both teams coming off of decent rest. So I think we're going to see all the starters, and that's going to be a good barometer given we have 2 days off now going into Thursday. So that should be a good barometer, especially with Taj and Derek both speaking out saying like we got to get our shit together. So hopefully we'll respond well with that.
All right. Well, before we get to the Knicks, there's two other things I wanted to go over. The first is, I think you guys know who Yusuf Nurkic is, right?
Who's that?
Yusuf Nurkic. He was the one who got traded for Dougie Buckets from the Nuggets from the Bulls to the Nuggets.
I know that now. Sure.
Yeah. So they had his dad at the Nuggets game.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. Yep. I know his dad better than I actually know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Scary. He's been in a couple of Guy Ritchie films, I feel like.
Yeah.
The dude is 7 foot, 450 pounds.
I bet you he moves like a mountain lion.
Oh, he's graceful.
Yeah, like just bounding down hills.
He's everything I'm not.
Purring his ass off, eating rabbits.
Oh God! I was watching the Nuggets game last night, and his dad wasn't at the game. They were at the Pepsi Center, but the dad wasn't at the game, and Shaw benched him to start the game, and he'd been starting for a while. So he benched him, and so I was tweeting at the Denver Post writer for the Nuggets, and I'm like, no way he does that if Nurkic's dad is there. He's like, yeah, I think he's up in the mountains fighting bears or something right now. I have no idea.
Look at you, rubbing elbows with dignitaries, Jim.
Look at you, Jim.
All of them but Woody Page, because fuck Woody Page.
Mike, by the way, I'm going to say it because you won't. Mirotic shoots too much.
No, it's true.
I'm just saying. He's been shooting. He takes
true.
possessions away from better players.
Well, I mean, I know he's got a pretty decent three-point shot. He seems like way too willing to settle for that. Like I think he works pretty well below the rim. He's getting a ton of minutes for a rookie, but I think part of that is Dunleavy and McDermott having injuries right now, so he's kind of forced to step up. But there's a couple small messes that we have. Mirotic shooting too much is definitely one of them. But I agree.
So are the Hawks for real, by the way?
Yes. Oh shit.
I think so.
Fuck yeah.
Where did that come from?
They've always been good.
They've always been that like 7th seed who just make it there and then get knocked out.
Yeah, then they got rid of Josh Smith and they got fucking Paul Millsap and they did great.
Yeah, also Joe Johnson. They got rid of about 45 shots per game and filled them in with phenomenal role players in Kyle Korver.
Yeah, but they got rid of both of them 2 or 3 years ago. I mean, why is it all of a sudden this season, not last season?
I'd say this season, Kyle Korver's a top 10 player in the league this season.
The fluffer.
Jim.
Kyle Korver's shooting percentage is fucking ridiculous.
It's out of control. He's shooting like 50% 5% from threes. It's nuts.
Yeah,
and he shoots like 8 a game.
It's incredible.
It's like all he shoots, and he's graded, and you can't hate it.
It's beautiful too. He's got such a cool shot.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And the worst part is no one's showing up to those games.
Yeah. Well,
Atlanta could not care less.
The only hope that I have for the Hawks in the playoffs is that Chicago Bulls playoff Kyle Korver shows up when they go to the playoffs, and they can feel the wrath of how dog shit he was for the Bulls in the playoffs. Just how unbelievably bad he was for us in the playoffs when he had him for like 3 years. It was bad. Well, hopefully that shows up, and we can beat him and move on.
Also hilarious, how much better the Pistons got after they cut Josh Smith.
Oh God! Oh man!
Well, I think Stan would have done it in the beginning of the season, but I don't think management wanted to him to like. I mean, I know he's control of all the team, but I don't know how good it looks cutting Josh Smith in the beginning of the year.
As your first move as GM coach.
Exactly 1 year after they signed him to a max contract.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like I think Stan Van Gundy literally would have done it in the beginning of the season, like first move.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much better Drummond and Earl Monroe have been.
Greg Monroe.
Greg Monroe. Earl Monroe was a famous Knicks player.
That's not right. Oh, and the Knicks won a game.
Yeah.
First time in 2 months, baby.
We're about to win another one.
Are we?
We're up 89-83 on the 76ers.
Oh, the Okafor Bowl.
Yeah. Which is kind of pissing me off because fucking Amari and fucking Carmelo Anthony are playing. Get him out of the game.
They can win.
But they do give Langston Galloway a lot of starting minutes, and I am a big Langston Galloway guy.
Been a huge Langston Galloway fan for the past week and a half.
I am over his 2 10-day contracts that he's been in the starting lineup. I am a big Langston Galloway fan.
I want more Clancy
celebrate full discography.
Jordan, I like how you couldn't even get through that sentence the first time you said it.
Oh, by the way,
man.
Kemba and Shabazz are going at it tonight.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
You know what would have been exciting had they actually stayed on the same team together.
Yeah. Charlotte knew they were trading that pick as soon as they drafted him.
Yeah, for sure. However, P.J. Harrison's actually been playing pretty good the past couple games. I think he's starting to find his role a little bit.
Dude, I'm just Jim. I got a new thing now. Lance Stevenson's gonna be a Knick next year.
God no, please no. I don't want him on that.
Please put him as a Knick.
I don't want him on the Knicks.
I do.
I don't.
I'll take him as my 2.
No, I want Goran Dragic and I want Marc Gasol.
Well, Jim, I gotta be honest with you. You better start settling for Tobias Harris and fucking Lance Stevenson.
Dobie.
That's gonna be a disaster. Carmelo and Lance Stevenson on the same team.
Dude, I'm a big Toby Harris guy. I hope Toby comes.
I like Toby. Toby's a good dude.
Toby's a good guy. We'll pick up Jaleel, hopefully, or Carl Towns.
What's the matter, man? You don't want Cauley Stein?
Fuck no. You know my feelings like Cauley Stein, and they haven't changed in a year. Nothing about my love for Willie Cauley Stein has changed since when we did our podcast about the NCAA tournament. And if I quote, I said, Willie Cauley Stein's a talentless ass clown, so...
Fair enough.
Outstanding. Outstanding piece of commentary.
I'm sticking with that opinion. Anything else that we missed in the sports world?
I mean, did we do a podcast since the Rondo trade?
No. Yeah. Maybe.
I don't remember.
No, we had a chat about it. We didn't.
Do you guys want to touch on Women's Australian Open?
I'm gonna pass. It's not really my expertise.
Yeah, I'm
I know
gonna pass.
Jordan loves I know Jordan loves him some tennis.
Oh, I do love tennis, but I'm going to pass. Can we talk about the Nationals starting the roster next year?
Holy shit, son of a
That
bitch.
pitching rotation, huh?
It's silly.
It's silly.
Gio Gonzalez is going to be their number 4 or 5. That's outrageous.
I think, yeah, and then Doug Fister had like a 2.47 ERA last year. Ridiculous.
They're going to be so good.
Actually,
the pitching in the national, what the hell is that division called? I don't even know.
East.
The National League East, yeah, with between the Mets and the Nationals, those are ridiculous rotations.
It was pretty silly.
I agree.
Mets are still going to suck, but they'll have the pitching at least.
Really
so I do have a question for you guys. Granted, I hate this school and I'm very upset they won the national championship, but what does Ohio State do with their quarterback situation next year, huh?
Oh yeah, we could talk about that.
I think you gotta
Braxton Miller's got to transfer.
How about J.T. Barrett?
No,
it's going to be a fight between Cardell Jones and J.T. Barrett. I think Braxton Miller's going somewhere else.
Yeah, I think Braxton's out. Yo, Florida State Braxton.
Oh! Langston Galloway.
God damn it!
Sorry.
But no, I think they got to give the Cardinal Jones. Who's winning the national championship?
Sorry, guys. It's hard. Langston Galloway just hit a fadeaway 3 in the corner.
It's exciting.
Wonderful.
Wait. Can you watch it? Oh God. Can you see it?
He dropped the iPad. It's the biggest screen now.
Sorry. Sorry, guys.
Anyways, I think you got to start Cardell Jones unless JT Barrett really smokes him in.
JT Barrett was a fucking Heisman candidate going into his injury.
Yeah, but he didn't win you. You don't sit the guy who won you a national championship.
But what you're gonna start the year? I mean, fucking JT Barrett was playing off his damn ass.
Yeah.
Maybe they run a wildcat with 2 quarterbacks.
No, I don't think they did.
I wasn't being serious.
I don't think it's the same situation with like fucking with Matt Castle and Tom Brady.
It's not the same situation.
Which, by the way, that won me a 30 in college. That was great. About Matt Castle. Remember that bet, Jordan?
Yeah.
What was the bet, Jim?
I had a bet with Will Manley that the Pats would not make the playoffs with Castle as their quarterback. And they won 10 games and didn't make the playoffs.
Oh, that was fantastic. That's when Pennington was steering the Dolphin ship. And then they ran into the Ravens, and Pennington threw like 8 interceptions, all of them to Ed Reed in the wild card round, and it was fantastic.
Jim, I'd say in college, my hatred of the Red Sox and my overly confident sports gloating that we know is all too all too prevalent at times.
Jordan and I had to lock ourselves in my room after the Red Sox won the World Series.
Because I was talking so much shit that I said the Rockies are going to come back and win the World Series.
Down 3-0, here we come,
Oh, man.
The team that had no business being there in the first place.
Oh, man. I talked some outrageous shit. I was going up to rooms, a little drunk with, like, 20 Red Sox fans and it going, just fucking running my mouth about a team I knew nothing about.
Jordan, please tell me you used the line, they got you right where they want you.
No, I thought it was more along the lines of when they were up 3-0 and the fucking Rockies were up like in the 4th game. I think I said if they win this one, they're winning 3 straight.
Oh. Yeah, because Todd Helton was really getting it done.
Just so confident about it too.
Just like, yeah, that's where that goes.
Right there. That year was a roller coaster of sports.
Oh man, Jim, we had to lock in that your fucking bedroom for hours.
You asked if you could sleep in Justin's bed, so you didn't have to face everyone.
Oh man, they were banging on the door. Jordan, get out!
Get out of here, you faggot!
Oh, it was so bad.
Just my incredible sports confidence for.
And I just had to sit there as just a Yankees fan who didn't open his mouth the whole time, but they were just going to yell at me anyways. And then we actually shut up. Then you shut up for the Super Bowl of Giants-Pats, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, that was bad.
Manley and I didn't talk for 3 weeks after that one.
Mike, I do like your Bucks next year, man.
What's that?
I do like your Bucks next year.
With Jameis at the helm?
You're with Jameis at the helm.
I'm hesitant. I got a little too overconfident last year.
I mean, maybe a smidge.
Dude, I trust Levy. I think we're going in the right direction. Obviously, 2-14 is not the right direction, but we can't really get much lower than that. So, I don't know. I think with Jameis, with those receivers, if we shore up the offensive line, we're going to be in good shape.
Mike, that is probably one of the truest statements you've ever made. You actually can't get much lower than 2-14.
No, there's like a I want to say 2 games, 2-game leeway on that we could get much worse than that.
There was a 2006 Lions record you could accomplish, but you didn't, luckily.
There's also a 1976 to 77 Bucks record that we could accommodate of 0-26, which back then there were 13 game seasons, so that's 2 defeated seasons in a row. I believe we beat the Saints first, and they fired their coach directly after the game.
The positive thing about the next season after that is...
What's that?
The positive thing about the next season after that, when you guys got your first win, was your record was literally an infinite amount better than the years prior.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's hysterical that the first 2 years that they existed, they went defeated, and then the first time that they beat a team, they instantly fired their head coach like on the spot. Like the owner walked out onto the sideline and fired the coach for losing to the Bucks.
That's incredible.
You can't make that shit up.
All right, so UConn sucks. I got nothing past that.
I think that's a good way to end it with who is having the roughest go.
Kevin Ollie.
I mean...
he must just be so frustrated seeing how goddamn talented that team is and how terrible they're doing.
We have a lot of room to grow. I mean, obviously we do, but like, I think it's still guys trying to figure out their direction as Jordan yells over me to Jack, I believe.
Oh, you left the door open all day.
Go ahead, Mike.
I can't.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Are you done?
All right.
Go ahead, Mike. I muted him.
Okay. Anyways, no, I don't know. There's obviously a lot of room to grow, but it's just I feel like guys are worried about stepping on each other's toes. Like Purvis was out all last year. He jumps in this year with all this hype, but it's Boat Wright's team. Like it's tough to really carve yourself into that. Like Hamilton's doing the best he can, but he apparently has dick fingers for the past 8 games.
Turnover machine.
Yeah, fucking Bryman needs to learn how to rebound more than 5 a game. Dude, you're like 7'2". Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
Can I ask a definition on dick fingers?
It's the hands of a human with the fingers of a penis.
Several penises.
Like flaccid penises, or?
Oh, well, they're quite flaccid. You can't hold on to a basketball. They're just all over the place.
Yes.
A lot of moving parts. A lot of cum.
Not much coordination.
No.
Ray Charles.
Right.
Hardly any Jews.
Hardly any Jews. Ray Charles, so few. Ray Charles was black. Hitler was not.
Too many, I'll say. Alrighty, so we want to end this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right.